everybody, Dustin here with Wholesaling Tactics. I am here at a property that I wholesaled, actually in a package deal, and the owner, it's an active neighborhood, the owner actually let me use the property to really film this footage. Pretty nice houses in a decent area of, I guess, where I'm located. So this is kind of a college area. So it's for investment purposes, it's a good film this stuff. So anyways, what I'm going to do is go through the house. I'm going to show you guys exactly what to look out for, what I would look out for. Let me see if I can flip this around here. Perfect. So, boom. Now we're at you can see everything that I am seeing. If there's a way to zoom out, that would be great. Ooh, even better. Now you can really see everything I'm seeing. So, we just walked into the door. We were on the front porch. We'll go back outside just so you can actually see the whole entire house. And we actually just filmed some promotional footage here for, you know, the intro video you just saw was filmed at this house. So I did kind of everything, and this will be the first one. So this is in a decent area. We'll walk up here on the front porch, and we're gonna come into here. So obviously, I mean, already this door is kind of messed up. That's gonna be one expense right there. That'll have to be fixed, taken off, something. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if he plans on leaving that, but you can see right there where it meets. I mean, this is all, I'm gonna just point out expenses. This is all work that has to be done. I think there's old electric on this house. Oh, we don't want this phone to fall off. Let me tighten this up a little bit. There we go. You always want to see what type of electric's going on, and you can figure that out with the fuse box, but it doesn't look like it's been rewired. It's got old electric, but that's okay. Here we go. We're going to walk into this area. They've actually done a lot of painting and cleaning up already. There was a big piano right here, which is kind of hilarious. Looks like you got a ceiling fan. It's newer. I think they put that there. Walking into the kitchen here. Fridge stays, this is an old fridge. Sometimes, you know, you can put that on the contract as it stays as is. I mean, most people just leave the stuff, but this one was already cleared out. So they've done a bunch of painting in here already. This is the before picture on this one. This was hideous. I honestly probably would have ripped it out, but it looks like they've painted it up and made it looking a little bit better. This house has newer windows in half of it. It's also got a basement, so let's check out this basement. We want to get entertained, right? Let's see. That light doesn't work. That light works. Ooh. A lot of people hate going in basements. It's all right. It's nice and cold down here. So here's where the water heater is located. Whew, smells like some type of urine or something. Phew. Oh yeah, if you're going to be a wholesaler, you're going to be and you walk your properties, you're going to be walking into some crap. I'm telling you that right now. Okay, so it looks like the electric has been updated. I always want to make sure when you're checking out these hot water heaters that you have a date on here somewhere. You always want to kind of look for a date and see if you can see how old it is. Normally the owner can tell you how old it is, but you always want to verify. I'm not sure if we can find a date on here or not. Manufacturer number. I don't see one, and I'm not going to take too long because we're filming. But yeah, so give you guys a total. Sorry, I'm hearing myself echo, and that sounded creepy. I wanted to give you guys a total look at what it's like down here. It's kind of creepy. Yeah, it's damp. There's cobwebs. Doesn't really smell too good. But the good thing is what you want to look for in these houses, if they do have a basement, is you want to make sure they're not holding water. And if they are holding water, you want to make sure there's a pump or something, some type of sump that will get all that stuff up. As you can see on the floor, there is absolutely no water. Now we're coming back upstairs. New windows is good, new windows throughout the house. I think these are Window World windows. You can always tell how new they are by looking at the latches. And usually they'll have a manufacturer on the window somewhere in here as well. Not all of them have been replaced, but most of them. We're gonna walk into this room now. See, as you can see, there's some paint material on the ground there still. So like, these aren't new windows, so these are old. Obviously, we can tell they're old windows. Do you need to replace them? Not necessarily. Anyways, walking into this room. You know, everywhere you see this, like, okay, so a smoke detector is going to go there. You might need a new fixture here. Closet space. It depends on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to get this thing FHA ready? Are you trying to get this thing Section 8 ready? Or are you just trying to get a tenant in here? These are all hardwood floors. Definitely need to be buffed out. Not huge cost at all. Looks like there's a spot where start getting some cracks in the ceiling, which I didn't notice. It's funny how much I notice now. Did not notice this either. Looks like this is where the washer and dryer go. Interesting. To get one that stacks on top of each other. Moving on, and this one does have central heat and air, I believe. Here's a bathroom. Looks like they have redone a lot of it. Newer mirror needs to be cleaned up. Newer vanity, new toilet. The flooring is new. The tub is probably pretty old, but it looks like they put some tile around there too, and then the privacy windows there. What are we looking for when we're walking these properties? I mean, I've pointed out so many different things, but your main thing: windows, your roofs, your flooring, and we'll go take a look at the roof here in a minute. And we're about to actually take a look at the backyard too, because believe it or not, when I first started, I never took any of the yard or backyard into consideration cost. But there can be a lot of cost in the backyards of places. But here we're looking at, for the inside of the property, which we've toured the kitchen, we've toured the bedrooms, we've toured pretty much everything. We're looking at fixtures, light fixtures that need it. We're looking at paint. We're looking at possible face plates everywhere for all the outdated electric. What else are we looking for? We're looking for windows? Nah. Possibly, if you wanted to sell it and put it on the market, but this is not a house that you would want to sell. This is a rental home. So windows are going to live their life. When they need to be replaced, they'll be replaced. Blinds, mostly all these windows do have blinds, some of them will need to be replaced. What else do we need? That's really about it. Flooring work, some of this, and just a really good scrub down and cleanup. The yard has already been maintained, so everything else, I would say you're looking anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 on something like this to get it ready. If you have cheap workers, cheap labor people that work for you. The guy that bought this one, he just has a whole crew. That's all they do is they're constantly just fixing up houses. So this is just a typical home for them. Anyways, hope that helps. Let's go take a look at the outside, and I'll show you a few more things that you need to be looking out for whenever you're touring these houses. All right, so now that we've looked at the inside of the house, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to be looking for on the outside of the property, because the outside of the property can be just as expensive as fixing the inside of the property. So here we go. All right, this is a really neat house, by the way. I'm just going to give you a street shot of it. This is a really neat house. Very historic looking. This came in a package of another house that looks very similar to this one. The double peaks there. Anyways, nice brick home. Front door doesn't open, by the way. We tried to open it earlier and it did not open. Okay, so first off, we're looking at landscaping. Landscaping's already been done. Everything's been trimmed up. On a rental home, typically like this, are you really going to plant, flowers? No. If the tenant wants them done, they'll do it themselves. But who's going to waste the money on that? Okay, so you got gutter work. It looks like the gutters might be a little full there. You're going to have to get the gutters emptied.
Look at that spot in the roof right there. You see that? That's something I didn't notice. Let me see if I can zoom in and get you guys a better view. Right there. So you got a little dip. So could use a good pressure washing, but on a home like this, you know, like I said, it's just a rental. Probably not going to pressure wash it any. Has a nice. The gutters are fine though. No damaged gutters. That's good. Oh, right as I say that, there's a dent on that one. That can probably be fixed pretty easy. Like most of the windows on this house, but obviously you can't replace that window. I mean, you could, but it would be so outrageously expensive. We're going to kind of cut through the backyard here. Do. So we don't have to go back through the house. Overdubs. So automatically, what can you see that would cost money in this backyard? Really doesn't look like a lot would cost money, but it will. First off, we'll just start at the back. You can definitely park your car back here, which looks like what they were doing. Will this need to be fixed? Probably not. But to be a flip, oh yeah, it would need to be fixed. Is a rental? No. Does this need to be fixed? Depends. Just depends. I believe this is on a slab, so with it being on a slab, it's a good sign. Yep. So no, this is fine. If it was not on a slab and the flooring was all dilapidated, you would probably have to fix it. It'd be a liability issue. That's more cost there. This one does have central heat and air, which works fine, but you also, with that comes with maintenance. The biggest expense in this backyard, besides this roof, so I mean the front of the roof didn't look too bad, but on the back, man, that roof is old. Even you can check out the spot where the tree's been kind of sagging on it. It's not leaking, which is good, but it's old. It could need a new roof any moment. So boom, on here the back deck is probably your biggest problem. There is no saving this deck at all. You can't really, I mean, there's no, you would spend more money getting this back to new shape than just completely tearing it out and building a new one. But in a situation like this, in a rental home, and you need to be thinking about what's going to be cheapest and what's absolutely necessary. I would take all of that out. So yeah, it's going to cost money to rip that out. So it's still, you know, it's going to cost money. You can't fix everything. Now this deck up here you could fix. You could sand it down, and I would probably leave this. But just from this point forward, you know, you got to fix these handrails. You can't have these handrails right here. Look where it's coming apart right there. You can't have that stuff going on. But yeah, backyard can cost you $1,000 or $2,000. It just depends. I mean, if that big house right there needed to be torn down and you had to get that out of here, that'd be another big expense. What about if these trees were overhanging the house and they need to be, like, obviously they're going to have to be trimmed back right here, but what if it was just way over the house? We see that a lot. There's some broken bricks on that chimney up there, just realized, but I see that a lot where, you know, tree removal is not cheap. Boom! So hopefully that gives you an idea, a little bit at least to start, on what you're going to be seeing out there in the field. Now this is not a great example because this house was kept in pretty good shape and didn't really have too much to do, and they've already done a lot of the work before we even got in here. We will be going across some pretty wicked properties that need extensive amount of repair, and the more we go out, the more you're going to get to see. There's always different situations, and I'll tell you what was in this situation as well. So what happened with this is the person, out-of-state owner, I texted them, hey, you want to sell? Just timing was perfect. Hey, I'm in town. Yes, I want to sell. Meet me here. I mean, it was a perfect boom, boom, boom. You don't ask for a better deal than this one happened. And it's rare that it happens. I hear about it all the time, but this one just came together like magic. Closed it in less than 7 days. So out-of-state owner, she was in town. Boom, boom, boom. I came here and I said, wow, this is really great. she started talking about another property. I'm like, oh, you have more? That's the magic question. Hey, do you have any more? Just ask, do you have any more? Well, actually, yeah, I've got 2 more. Boom, we go and see those right then. The other one was just like this one, completely vacant. Wasn't as, didn't have all, the other one had all brand new windows, but didn't have central heater air. But still a really nice property. Wasn't in as great as a neighborhood as this one either. Still a really nice property. The other one was even an even bigger house that was already rented and cash flowing in a really good area. And didn't need any repairs, not at the moment anyways, because it was already rented. But anyways, ended up sending her a text and met her here, and that's just how it happened. But yeah, that's how I acquired this one. Hope you guys have learned something awesome from this video. I'm going to try to keep them coming, guys. I'm so new at this, and I'm just going to try to keep getting better and better and better. But I'm a one-man gang, so I'm trying to do it for you guys, and hey, wait, for myself too, obviously. But hope you guys enjoy this. Peace. Peace.